Right, this is going to be one of the most intimate videos that I will probably ever make in the entirety of my life. Unless I decide to make porno. If you're easily embarrassed or you're squeamish, I would suggest giving this one a pass. Nearly half of the global population bleed every single month. And not in like a bleed in love circa Leona Lewis kind of way. Nay. Literal blood just comes out of you. Does it upset anyone else that this is just something that we all just have to globally kind of accept? Like, I bleed for a quarter of a month, every month. And everyone is just chill with that. But I'll tell you who's even more chill with it. The UK government. They are so chill with periods that they think that access to sanitary products like tampons, pads and panty liners are a luxury. Not a necessity, nay, a luxury. And so they charge an extra 5% on top of tampons and pads and panty liners. So as if the fact that I'm bleeding from my vagina every single month is not punishment enough. They want to charge me extra money for the privilege of not bleeding all over myself. Fantastic. Oh, does anyone hear that? Seems male privilege has entered the chat. I'm tired of spending ludicrous amounts of money on products that stop me bleeding out all over myself when condoms are handed out for free. I get it. We've all been horny, right? We've all been there. Apart from our asexuals. But other than that, we've all been there. But having sex is a choice. I did not sign up to a monthly subscription service for bleeding out my fucking uterus. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I started to look for ways in which I could have a period and not have to buy things every single month. And not only that, I also had to look at ways in which I could lessen the environmental impact of my period. Tampons, pads, panty liners, all massively contribute to global waste, including pollution of landfills and pollutions of the sea, because most byproducts of period products are plastic. I just wanted to find a way that would solve all of these problems without having to, yeet my uterus into the next dimension. And then I stumbled across this. This is a period cup. Chalice of blood. I'm trying to find another way to describe this, but I've run out of synonyms for the word cup. Now, a period cup is exactly what it sounds like. It's a cup that you shove up your hoo-ha and it collects your period blood, and then you pull it out and you pour away your period blood. In concept, it sounds grim. It sounds incredibly grim. But after looking at statistics and reviews, it seemed that 9 out of 10 people who gave these period cups a go ended up using them as a permanent alternative to tampons, pads and panty liners. And you know me, the woman of science that I am, thought I'd give it a go. Now, there are quite literally hundreds of different period cups on offer on the market, but I ended up going with Organicup. Now, the reason I went with this brand is because they are one of the only openly vegan, ethical, 100% medically approved silicone using companies. It's allergy certified, there's no BPA, no latex, no dyes, there's also absolutely no toxins, because, if I'm going to be putting it out there, I want to make sure it's the chef's kiss quality of period cuppage. I can't believe that's a sentence that I just said. One singular cup can last multiple years and can offset 528 tampons. That's a lot of saving. Tampons and pads generate around 200,000 tons of waste each year, and most of it ends up on beaches and in oceans because it's plastic. Since Organicup was invented, since it began, since its birth, they have managed to avoid the use of 369 million sanitary products. That's a lot less plastic ending up in the ocean and a lot more money ending back in your pocket. Not to mention, they're one of the only few sanitary cup companies that I found that work with NGOs all across the world to help try and provide better access and education surrounding periods to people in disadvantaged or underprivileged communities. So far, they have given over 10,000 donations to 25 different charities in 15 different countries. So this was a company that I really wanted to support because they were making a difference not just in the UK, but across the world as well. So before I get into this anymore, please do, if you want to give this a go, buy an Organicup. They come in lots of different sizes, depending on, your personal square footage. Don't know why I'm talking about vagina size as if it's a one-bed apartment. on Zoopla. So yeah, this is the video where I try a period cup. Enjoy. Right, so I haven't actually opened this yet. I've been saving it like a nice little present that you put up your vagina. The only reason I haven't done this sooner is because the whole pulling it out and emptying it and rinsing it thing, it's just, it irks me a little bit. There's just something about looking at a cup of your own period blood that just doesn't fill me with excitement. The first time I saw period blood, I passed out on the toilet. And then my mum had to come get me. I'm kind of concerned that that's what this is gonna end up like, but I guess we'll see. Oh, I was not expecting that. Right, when you open it up, the whole thing opens up like one of those bloody, what are those things called? You know, the na-na-na-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na, you suck, you know what I mean? One of those things. And it's got like a bunch of instructions on how you use it, like before use, step 1, step 2, step 3. I love that. And it's all on cardboard as well, so it's actually recyclable. Okay, so before use, I have to sterilize it by boiling it in water for 3 to 5 minutes. This is a lot more work than I thought it was gonna be, but I suppose if I'm putting it up me hoo-ha, I better at least sterilize it first. Right, here we are. It comes in a cute little bag. I don't think white was the appropriate choice, by the way. Whoever chose white for this bag, why? Oh god, it's, ooh. Ooh, that's gotta go in me hoo-ha. It's very thick. I don't know why, but I was not expecting it to be so girthy. Nice. We love that medical grade silicone. Yeah, there is some dust on it, so I can see why they want me to boil it. Don't want to be putting all those dust particles at me hoo-ha. I think we're supposed to fold it like that when it, you know, makes its voyage. This is what's going to happen, live action, inside my hoo-ha. We now have a nice sterilised cup. I think it's time we moved on to the next step. Insertion. I'm going to take this little book with me to the bathroom because trust me, I'm going to need all the help I can get. I really can't believe we're about to do this, but there we are. The first day that I put in the cup, I won't lie, was an absolute nightmare. Not only did it take me about 20 minutes to work out how the cup actually worked, it also took me 2 attempts, as in I tried for 20 minutes and just ended up like I was the main character in a Tarantino movie. So all in all, it probably took me about 40 minutes to work out how to get the cup in and comfortable the first time. I think that it was actually hindered by the fact that I bought the wrong size. I got size A and I think I should have got the mini one because it just was very invasive, shall we say. Right, you just stay there. Right, step 1, wash your hands. Excellent, I'm a pro at this. COVID-19, you know what I'm saying? Step 2, choose a folding method and fold the cup. To the left show 2 methods of folding, the punch down and the C-fold. Well, the punch down sounds like we're going to have a brawl, so I'm not sure about that one. Okay, so relax. Find a position for inserting the cup. Insert and then release. Oh god. Sometimes a pop or a suction sound can be heard. Lovely, can't wait. Oh, bloody hell. Literally, bloody hell. This looks way too big to be... Well, I suppose if you can push out a child's head, I'm sure it can fit in a bloody period cup. Oh god. Oh, that is not... Ooh. Oh, no, no. You know, if it weren't for the fact that this is so ridiculous, I'd be crying. Okay, well, this is... How the fuck does anybody do this? Oh god, okay, this is very hands-on. Oh, what? Okay, I failed here, there's something very wrong. Ow! Okay, honey, I am trying my goddamn best here. I felt it be quite uncomfortable for the first kind of like few hours that I wore it. It felt like it wasn't really getting settled in, if that makes sense. It's kind of like the first time you ever use a tampon. Like where you're not sure if you've just not done it right, or if you're only aware it's there because you're constantly thinking, oh my god, there's something up my vagina. So we've got her in there. That whole insertion process is not for the faint of heart. It is not.
I've seen things and felt things that I'm not sure I wanted to feel. So there's that. I can definitely feel it. It's not quite the same, like, put it in and you kind of can just forget about it as a tampon. I don't know whether that's just because I've just put it in now, but I know the first few times I used a tampon, I also found it uncomfortable. So I'm not sure whether that's going to go away over the next couple of hours or not. I'm going to go eat some dinner and just chill out, and we'll see how we get on, I guess.
But after a few hours, I actually stopped noticing it was there entirely, and I just went to sleep and I slept with it in. It was really nice to wake up and not worry that I was going to get toxic shock syndrome. As you guys hopefully know, there is a time period in which you can wear tampons, and anything beyond that time period, you're in a danger of getting something called toxic shock syndrome, which can actually kill you. So can we just expand on how unfair this is? Not only do people with periods bleed every month, they have to pay extra money for products that stop them bleeding all over themselves, but the products that you pay extra money for can actually kill you. Not sure who thought that one up, but what the fuck? When I woke up, I had a bit of a disaster trying to get it out, and then I kind of went into a panic mode that I wasn't ever going to be able to get it out, and then I fainted. Yeah, it wasn't my proudest moment.
Okay, so it's the next morning, and I tried to take it out in the shower. Logistically, that's not the one for me. It's not possible, it's not something I can do. There's a lot of bending, a lot of movements. It's just not gonna happen. And then had to go to the bathroom to take the cup out separately. I almost passed out whilst trying to take it out. And I think part of that is because the longer you wear it, the more it kind of just like finds its natural home. Because I was new to obviously putting it in, I don't think I put it like in the right place in terms of like, I don't think I put it as high as I could have. Over time, like as I was wearing it last night and obviously in my sleep, it kind of just like creeped up like higher to where it wanted to be naturally, I guess. And obviously it was like comfortable because it was where I wanted to be and I couldn't feel it, but that meant trying to get it out, it had just gone so high up there. To be honest, I didn't even know things could go that far in that direction. And so part of me panicked that I was never going to be able to get it out because it was kind of like out of my reach. And so then I almost passed out because I worked myself into a state that I was going to live and die with a silicone cup at my vagina. So I laid on the floor for 20 minutes and then decided to read the instructions again and stop being such a drama queen. And then I realised you have to like push at the same time, and then that massively helped the whole thing and it came out really easy. So when in doubt, don't freak out. Read the fucking instructions. So I've put it back in now, and second time is so much more comfortable than the first time trying to get it in. I just feel like the first time getting it in and the first time getting it out have just been like quite stressful, if I'm honest with you. I feel like it's gonna get easier the more I wear it, so that's a positive. I think the next time I take it out will be easier as well, because obviously I know what I'm doing now. Like, I'm not just aimlessly trying to grasp at a stem. Like, there's a process, and I wasn't doing it. So now I know, now I can do it. I can remove the chalice of period blood. It's fine.
I ended up using the cup for the remainder of my period, which was about 3-4 days. And each time getting it in and taking it out became significantly easier. As I said earlier, I do think I should have got the mini, as I do think that would have made the whole thing so much easier for me. And I have now actually ordered one. I became more and more comfortable with not only the actual practical aspects of getting it in and taking it out, but the mental aspect of knowing that I had a cup that was just collecting blood up there. It's quite the mental barrier to get around, I won't lie. Even when I say it now, it does make me feel quite a bit sick. But you know, I call that character growth. So I just want to go through some positives and negatives that I encountered in my cycle of period cup use. Positives. It was really lovely that I could just put it in and not have to worry about it all day. I didn't have to worry that I was leaking or that was going to ruin my underwear, because 3 tampons worth is a lot of blood. The other thing is that I know that I'm safe, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have to panic about leaving it in overnight because I'm never going to get toxic shock syndrome from it. It gave me a sense of like ease and security about my period and my period products that I'd never really had before. So it was really nice for me to kind of have a better relationship with my period, which sounds really weird, but I hope you get my flow. I really wish I hadn't chosen the word flow there. Another positive, all of the packaging for this is completely sustainable. Like, it's all recyclable. Inside the box, it came with everything I needed to get started, as well as different methods of folding. So it was pretty sick, to be honest. Negatives. There are a couple. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be as honest as I can. The first time getting it in and taking it out was a disaster for me. I hated every minute of it. Just be prepared for that one. But it does get a lot easier. So although it's a negative, it's only really a negative for like the first couple of times, and then you just stop thinking about it and it becomes normal. Second negative, size A, which is the size I got, was intimidatingly large. It's a lot larger than I expected it to be when I folded it up. So that obviously posed certain mental blockages in terms of the fact that I just couldn't envision trying to fit that up there. Another negative is that when you take it out and empty it, it is a little bit grim, but the having to wash it after you've used it can be quite inconvenient. I obviously only used it whilst I was at home, and so cleaning it after use was not an issue because obviously you have to clean it out every time you use it. But I can imagine if you are in like a workplace bathroom or a public restroom, you can't exactly clean your period cup in the public sink. So they do have on their website like hygienic wipes that you can use, and like practically if you didn't have access to the wipes, it might be a little bit of an issue. I don't really think any of the negatives are much of a deal breaker, to be honest. I think the benefits massively outweigh the negatives. In conclusion, I will be using this from now on. I'm gonna swap to this for the time being, give it a go. I've ordered the mini, so that one's coming, so that will hopefully make my life a little bit easier. I'm gonna use it for like the next couple of months, and then I will give you guys an update if you would like on my second channel of how it's going, if I'm gonna ever swap back, things like that. I have left a link to the Organic Cup website down in the bottom, but you can also get them on Amazon as well if that's more convenient. I will just quickly say that with the money that I have now managed to save every single month by not having to buy tampons and pads and panty liners and not having to pay tampon tax, I've now been able to donate that money to ActionAid. ActionAid is an international charity that helps to improve the lives of women and girls in poverty. They tackle things like women's empowerment, violence against women and girls, and periods. So with the money that I've donated, they can now help to teach women and girls in areas of poverty how to make reusable sanitary products so that their periods are more manageable. I have linked ActionAid down below. If you are going to give a period cup a go and you like it, I implore you to please set up a monthly giving to a charity like ActionAid and help give other people in less fortunate situations the same freedom from their periods that you enjoy. Right, this has been an incredibly lengthy and intimate video. Thank you so much if you've made it to the end for watching. Here's my Instagram, here's my Twitter. Follow me on there if you fancy, if you're feeling fruity. It's no obligation, but you know, would be nice if you stopped by and said hi. If you like this video, give it a cheeky little thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. It's a free world, you do you boo. And I will see you soon with another video. It'll be chill, I promise. A lot less bleeding. I would say 0 bleeding actually, unless something goes wrong, in which case there may be bleeding. All right, sound, see you there. Kisses to your mother.